Well, 401 suite done. We've had our first special guest, one of our special guests. How was it?
Amazing, amazing. I slept very well.
So you had the wood
Beautiful.
room.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is it as good in person as it looks on camera?
Yeah, better. It's amazing.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
and comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good to hear. So it's been about 6 months since you were last here, and it's changed a little bit since the last time you were here.
Just a bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's matured.
It's starting to mature.
Yeah. Well, I think we put the roses in the last time you were here, and they were just little sticks, and all of them look like they're pretty much ready to.
Yeah, they're going to be great.
Burst into life, and I think we had the epic task of, what was it, 1,600 bulbs?
There's quite a few.
There was a fair few, and they're all again bursting into life. All the little allium, the big alliums, and the agapanthus, they're going to be back.
Yeah, the divisions that I did, looks like most of them took. So
I'd say about 99% of everything's pretty good. So it's great to have Shane back, but you're back for a reason. It's not just to look at the beautiful garden this time, is it? What you're back for?
There's always work to do.
There is. You know Terry, I know Terry.
More plants, more planting, and then working on the front.
Yep. So what have we got? What have we got up here? Because we're going to be doing planting up here.
Yeah, we're adding more plants. We really don't have hardly anything up on the terrace here, so excited about a couple plants. This Lespidestra that's going to drape over. I finally found 2 of those, so that's going to be a big statement on the terrace here.
Nice.
So excited that we found that and getting this planted. So
yeah. And I think we've got some plants for down there as well.
The lavenders, yeah, we're getting a bunch of lavender that we're doing for the lavender hedge around the fountains.
You say a bunch. How many are we getting, Shane?
You know,
it was a couple of hundred, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's not like going to your normal shop and picking up a lavender or 2 just to dot about in your garden. We're going for a few hundred. But it will, again, the border that it'll create around the fountains, it will be absolutely stunning. And it'll bring the wildlife in, and
yeah, and we have some up here as well. So
nice one. So yeah, quite a bit to do this week. Yeah. But I think we're going to start looking out the front for now till we go and get our plants. So should we go and crack on?
Sure.
Come on then. You can see it's starting to come together. Getting there.
I know. We got a couple lines on the ground
Yep.
now. It's good.
But it's interesting because this is, one, it's not going to be the same as your drawing. Not exactly.
Changing a few things.
Yeah.
Changing a few things, which is, that's part of the
Yeah,
process.
that's the whole reason that you come here, so that we can put it all together. We did exactly the same in the back. There was things that we had to tweak and change and manage, and we got there, and that's why it looks so impressive, because we were able to do, like, tweak it and to modify it. And the problem is, the garden here isn't, this is a perfect drawing. This garden isn't perfect, is it?
Not perfect. It's close, but not perfect.
So the distances and everything, we're going to have to look at them. So Jane's done this wonderful drawing. We've not shown many of you guys on YouTube these drawings yet, because we've not seen them ourselves. It's the first time we've seen a big one like this. I think this is the base plan of what it's going to look like, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, the most important thing is trying to get the fountains incorporated nicely. So we have this hedge material. Those are going to be yew hedges.
Yep.
And then these are the gravel paths that come in, and getting that done, and then also just working on making the drive feel comfortable to drive in for driving and parking.
Yep.
So, you know, when people come into the chateau, we want to make sure that all of the curves are adequate, so that
manageable.
We don't want it to be like an obstacle course, you know,
or a racetrack.
That's what we don't want.
But
or a racetrack, right? So
lovely seeing, like I said, pathways over to Tracy's, because people keep saying Tracy needs a path.
Yeah.
She's always running back and forwards, and I think these look like, I think these are going to be different either types of gravel or...
Well, that's a concept. So, you know, having two different tones of pavers, actually. So that's if you get to a state where there's going to be a paver drive.
Yep.
So it wouldn't be different colored gravels. It'd be different colored pavers
Cool.
set into that. So a dark gray and a light gray, basically.
Nice. So especially when you're up either in the chateau looking down on it, or when we've got the drone up.
Yeah, it creates a real graphic design. So, but that's something that you know, could come or go.
Yeah.
You know, it
So
depends.
we're going to have, so these are going to be basically paths around for people to walk around. What's going in here? You said hedging?
Yeah, that's
what we're looking at?
A yew hedge. So that's what it'll be about. You know, so high.
Yep.
So that you'll see the fountain, the big part of the fountain, but the base of the fountain will be somewhat obscured, except for on the front when you're looking at it from the paths for the entrances.
You just
coming
get
in
sneak
on the
peeks.
paths. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be nice. And then we're going to be grassing the areas in between.
Yeah, and then grass, and then you're going to do another amazing job putting in all of your edging, which I love.
I've heard.
So then there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because we also have the path that goes off of the drive and underneath the trees.
Yep. And then what we're going to be doing on the other side of the trees, because right now it's a difficult area, isn't it? It's a really difficult area to manage.
We're going to treat that as kind of a very loose, kind of almost meadowy garden border. So
Cool.
I have a lot of plants that are just going to mix together in that area and create a good, colorful, not super vibrant, but colorful, pastel-y border around the wall.
Very nice. And I remember you saying you're putting some lavenders and stuff in there as well.
There are some lavenders in there.
That'll be nice. Be nice. So it'll be nice and fragrant. And now we've got the driveway mapped out. You can see it's nice and big. You could fit a truck in there. Not that we're going to be having trucks up here anymore. We've said no. So the trucks will have to stop at the front. We'll put a big sign up saying no HGVs. But yeah, as you can see, as you look up there now, you can see how it does. It just leads you in, doesn't it? It draws you in.
Well, and I love the way that it mimics the tower when you're standing here. I mean, it's almost like the shadow or reflection of the tower coming towards you. So it is really nice to kind of see it on the ground.
And obviously we have two ovals. Am I seeing a third in the ground here as well?
Yeah, well, this was the oval that really only makes sense if it's going to be in pavers. Want to see it on the ground, want to talk about it with Terry and see, and we're still kind of like trying to make that decision. But you know, we really both like the straight lines going to the chateau. So, you know, seeing it on the ground is important.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to be able to make decisions.
So again, we might have 3 ovals, we might have 2. We haven't completely decided yet, but we've still got a lot to do. We still want to get a lot more mapped out so that we can get that feel of it and get it, know exactly what it's going to be like. So let's go and crack on.
Awesome.
Come on. Well, it's getting there, slowly but surely. You can see how it's going to start looking, but it's not quite the same as what the drawings were, is it, in terms of sizes?
Well, yeah, some of the measurements had to shift a little bit because of different starting points, and the fountains aren't not perfect. So,
No.
but you know, actually, it worked out really well. The center points of the fountains actually ended up being pretty close. So the center path that
goes through
links them actually looks great.
Oh, brilliant!
So I'm really excited about that. That was actually a big worry, is how it would look how it would line up with those, because I could only do so much from a distance with the measurements.
Oh, yeah.
Ovals are hard.
I don't know how you do it. Like I said, the way that you have worked it out with the planks of wood and with your little plumb line, that's been brilliant. And like I say, you can see how it's going to get, and you can actually walk around it now. And you can, like I say, with having done the garden at the back, you can kind of visualize what it's going to be like when we get all this put together. But everywhere where we are here, all the way around, this is all going to be gravel. It'll be a nice gravel. It won't be the too vanilla stuff. It'll be nice finished gravel for up here, so it will look effective. But one of the changes that's come is the oval.
Yeah.
Has the oval been binned, mate?
I think it's binned. I mean, at some point, if you guys decide you're going to do pavers, then we would maybe talk about it again. But I really like that straight line looking up and mimicking the tower.
Yeah,
it looks good.
Yeah, like I say, I like the oval, but I think you're right in the way that draws you in, and that it is straight and clean lines, and then you've got the fluting off at the end. I think that's going to look better long term.
You know, but then you change one little thing and it changes other things. So now
you're going to have to tinker with the designs now, aren't you?
Yeah, now you need a little bit more tinkering going on, but it's good. It's good. It's good to be here, to be able to do it in person.
Yeah, this is one of the things that just it is impossible long distance, especially with something as old as this. Like I say, we're talking like these structures here are like nearly 300-year-old.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're somewhere together, like they didn't have the technology that we've got. We can fly a drone up, we can check our patterns, and we can see how it all looks. They didn't have any of that.
Oh, I've actually been truly amazed. I mean, doing some of the measurements off of the chateau, I mean, it's actually pretty dang square, so that's good.
It is unbelievable. Like I say, this is 300 years ago, and they didn't have our tools, they didn't have our equipment, but they've managed to do it and make it look brilliant as well. So that's what we've got to keep to now. We've got to make it look brilliant and make sure that we keep taking that forward. So still quite a lot to do, but I think the next few days is going to be plant shopping,
planting in the back, and then working out the details here for the drive. And trying it out. We'll drive it
as well. Well, that's going to be the important thing, isn't it? Obviously we've got a big van, so we've got the cars. We need to be able to get around and make sure that it's functional as well, because again, it could look beautiful, but if it's not functional,
I can't stand bad parking areas. We're not doing that.
No, it'll be good.
good.
But that's a good thing. And again, it's the fact that you're here, we can do it, we can test it, we can drive it, and we can make sure that we're all comfortable with it as well. So with the plants, have you got anything unusual lined up for us? What have you been looking at?
Again, I've got lots of great things in the drawing, but what we were able to find is the question.
That's it.
Yeah. No, but I was excited to find those Lespedestras for the back. So that's an unusual plant. That's a really spectacular.
So what they're going to do, they're going to weep over the wall.
It's a big weeping fountain of color.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So,
looking forward to that. So that's going to be our next few days. So we are going to be working out here. We're going to be working out the back. We're just going to be plotting on. Obviously, we can't do any more work in the 401 because you guys have...
I'm camping out.
Yeah, they're enjoying the suite, so it's good. So we hope you're enjoying this. We hope you enjoy this journey, because it is going to be an epic restoration, this front. If it's anything like the back was, this is just going to be, it's going to be as amazing, and we can't wait for it. So if you've enjoyed it, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you got the bell clicked for notifications. And we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Bye.
If you'd like to be part of our journey and help restore the chateau, then please join us on Patreon, where you'll be part of our journey, receive a piece of the history, and get exclusive videos.